Hi, Gemini. Welcome to your end of February 2021 General Tarot Updates. It's Raina here. So, I think you're the only sign that I haven't done. I was looking at my list, but sometimes I do 2 videos for one sign, by accident. There's going to be a full moon in Virgo, 8 degrees of Virgo, and this is happening in 2 days from this recording. It's happening on February 27th, and it's at 8 degrees of Virgo. So for you, Virgo is your 4th house of home and family. It can be very emotional revelations, something from childhood or the past. They can come up, but it can, even though it's emotional, it can liberate you. So welcome any emotional feelings that you have. Don't feel like, oh gosh, I don't want to experience that. It's all good. It really is. No matter what. Sometimes, it's great to listen to old music. When I say old music, music that represents your adolescence or childhood. And I've been doing that lately, and it isn't even a full moon, but I'll say to myself, why are you doing that? Why are you listening to songs from that particular year? And I'm not even consciously doing it, And it's like, what are you trying to get in touch with? And I ask myself these questions. I'm conscious about what I'm doing in that regard. So, see what comes up. All right. Oh, interesting. Oh, gosh. I've got some intense stuff with this one. Okay. I'm hoping that, the last card is really, to me, hopeful about the future, because I'm trying to think here, like, what is... Okay, your 8th house is Capricorn. Because I was thinking of inheritance issues here. And it might be on the mother side of the family. Because you have this sympathetic father, unless he was the one that crossed over. And I'm talking about somebody who's already passed. That's what I'm referring to. But I would say, like, with that full moon in the 4th house, and for some of you, it's going to be actually in your 3rd house. And it's just like the 3rd house can be your siblings, your aunts, uncles, and cousins, that you just have a realization about somebody's nature that might be a little bit on the difficult side to kind of hear or deal with. If the person is doing something underhanded, you might be like, wow, that's really sad that person, this is somebody that I trusted, and they are really, they betrayed me in some way, because we have that as the central theme. So the 10 of Swords can be that feeling of betrayal. Now, it can also be, if you've already dealt with this for a while, that you're on the upswing from it, that you've gone as far down as you can go, and now it's only looking up from here. Remember that? I think the Doors did a song like that. I've been down so long that looks like up to me. And it's probably like Willie Dixon or something. So, what kind of things are going on that, feel like betrayal to you? Is it in the workplace? Could be for some people. Doesn't have to be your home life. In the past position, we have the 9 of Wands. This is the card of boundaries. This is the card of being, the sentry at the gate, kind of checking out, seeing what other people are doing. And I think sometimes this might be something where it's like the last gasp of somebody who has already been problematic in your life. Because you do have, I'm not going to lie, I mean, you have the Nine of Swords, you got the Ten of Swords. These are both cards that I associate with somebody being very anxious and feeling maybe even victimized by somebody else's behavior. And this might be somebody that you trusted, that you put faith in, and they didn't live up to it. And it can be, very disappointing. Nine of Wands can indicate setting boundaries. So maybe you knew what this person was capable of, and you just were on the lookout for them. And so, yeah, that kind of thing is very disheartening, when you trust somebody and they let you down, or they actually do something to betray you that screws up your, whatever. Screws up your chances for a promotion, screws up your relationship. Although I would say in all those cases that I feel like it's for the best, even though it doesn't feel that way, because, no one can really screw up your life on their own. Other people have to buy into it. So that means that if you have this person out of your life and you have that job out of your life, if that's what happened to you, that you have the opportunity to be with people who are more trustworthy and who actually have your back, aren't trying to stab you in it. That kind of thing. The higher message is the Ten of Pentacles. This is a card of generational wealth. And to me, the first thing that came into my mind is there's more where that came from. It's not going anywhere. If this is work related, you don't, or even like this is the inheritance card. There's more where that came from. Even if somebody has succeeded in, outsmarting you in terms of doing something underhanded, and you feel like, oh wow, this person really was able to trick me, or whatever you want to call it. No, not exactly. That everyone has to deal with the actions that they engage in, as far as I'm concerned. So you could say there's cause and effect in the universe. Just because we don't know what that is, what that effect is going to be, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And it's not really up to us to worry about that. We just have to know that everything is happening as it should. Because if you feel like a victim, you definitely feel like, oh, this should not be happening. And there's no real way to know if that's true or not. I don't recommend people think of themselves as victims and that like they deserve to be victims. That would be crazy. I don't think that people should think like that. But if it does happen that someone betrays you, that you frame it in a way that is more self-empowered. So an example would be, there's something here for me to learn. That could be as simple as that. There's something here for me to learn. This is not just happening randomly. And I need to, stop trying to decide what needs to happen, what doesn't need to happen. Yes, I am going to take certain actions to perhaps lessen the possibility that something like this happens again. But I'm not going to worry about whether or not this is going to happen, because I believe that I have some control over how you have total control over how you frame things. And in terms of life, do we have total control? Of course we don't. Regardless if you even believe in God, we just don't have control. Not totally, but that doesn't mean we don't have any control. There's like this really extreme positions that people take on this, either free will or we are totally under God's thumb or the universe's thumb. I don't believe either one of those are entirely true. So the higher message is the Wheel of Fortune, and so this was in a challenge position, so I read it in a challenge position, like a reversed position in this case, is the more challenging interpretation. And it basically, it's that what goes up must come down. We can't sustain ourselves in one place. So sometimes we have alignment where it seems like everything we do is out of sync. And sometimes people may think it's bad luck. I don't like to use the term bad luck. I don't even like to use the term good luck, because both of those terms seem random. I think that when we're not aligned, it's because we have lost a sense of clarity in what our mission is, or we no longer, vibrate with that activity, or if it's with a relationship with that person, we no longer have that sense of resonating with the person or the situation. And so, that's why I say, Gemini, you have to be able to do things for yourself regardless of what is going on around you. If you're feeling a sense of lack of alignment, and it almost seems like the universe is stepping in and thwarting you, then maybe you do have to kind of chill out. Some people double down when they feel this sense of resistance coming to them. And that is tempting to do that, because you're not getting that kind of feedback that encourages people when they're starting out to keep doing what they're doing. Once they have a lackluster month, doing what they're doing, they may be tempted to just kind of hang it up. And people have to understand that you're not going to always have everything be at the top. You have to look at the average. And that gives you a more realistic type of mentality than people who just want to always be living at the top and never wanting to have any kind of things holding them back, or just other challenges that are coming from the outside. Anyway, what is coming in? The King of Cups. This is a card of either a father or a father figure who is very sympathetic to you. If your father has passed away, and maybe this was even recently, perhaps this is a will that is associated with him and it hasn't been resolved. And, I can't say if it will be in February, but you may be at least tuning in to, or them trying to tune into you to give you that sort of reassurance. And this could be a counselor that you are seeing, and it could even be a career counselor, I guess. If you're really tired, it may be that you're in a field where, like the Nine of Wands, you always feel like you have to protect yourself. You always feel like people are trying to get something from you. And if that's the case, then you might be consulting with a current or former boss who has always been a champion of you, and getting a letter of recommendation or something like that, where they can speak highly of you, or just have a sounding board, because you know that you're meant to do something, and you really feel driven to, I don't know, maybe even train for something, because you really feel this desire to make a living from it. And this person wants the best for you. And like I said, this could be a father. If your father has crossed over, there's somebody doing some kind of, I don't know. Oh, I'm not going to mention it because I don't know the name of it, but it was some kind of divining tool. No, I don't know what it is. But in any case, if this shows up in a reading over somebody who's recently crossed over, perhaps they are looking out for you, or even providing you the opportunity to have fruit and to enjoy. Oh my God, I said fruit. You know, as I was talking, it was almost like I went into this trance, or I was like, but I was like, it's really because I'm so tired. And I don't know why I'm tired, because I slept a lot, but I said fruit. Oh my God. No, but I'm not going to even edit that out. So the King of Cups can be somebody who wants, like a crossed over loved one who wants you to have resources, maybe whether it's their estate or whether it is some other sort of thing, even on your own end, wanting to help you with your career to gain as much as you can, you know. And I sometimes I wonder about loved ones. They're watching us when we are having these difficult moments, when someone is not treating us fairly or is cheating us. It always seems like there's like kind of a passive thing there. And I have heard that our loved ones who cross over can help us. And so maybe it simply means that they can't interfere with other things that need to happen, even if they're unpleasant things, because they're for the highest good in some way. That's why I don't recommend that people make such a big deal out of the things that happen to them that are unwanted. Even if, you know, I'm not saying that you should just act like, oh, you know, whatever. But by the same token, not to over dramatize it, because it may turn out to be a really good thing for you, but it also could be something that is meant to be, you know, even though that may not be a popular idea. And the outcome card, I did pick an additional card, is the Nine of Swords. This is the card of anxiety and feeling very, you know, like kind of, I would say like trapped in the negative emotions, trapped in maybe thinking too much. I think that's a big thing for Gemini, and not necessarily expressing emotion, but just feeling that sense of like a lot of nervous energy, mental energy. And so what I would say about that is, how do you want to feel? If you want to feel good about your life and not feel like this is being done to me, that's being done to me, is to, you know, try to see even just a small blessing in it. Even if somebody betrayed you, like how can that, you know, possibly help you in other areas of life? And I'd say one of the big things is it tells you that how you don't want to be, that you don't want to be like that person, that you don't want to, you know, be in that environment where people could do that. And so, for instance, if this is a romantic relationship, the Ten of Swords can be that sting of, you know, betrayal. But with the Ten of Pentacles, the higher message is, you are looking for a generational relationship. You're not just looking for a one-night stand or just a short-term affair. And the Ten of Pentacles is children, grandchildren, the whole 9 yards, just this lineage. But the lineage is only as strong as everything, including the parent. And things sometimes don't last a lifetime, but that's what you may be looking for at this moment. You might be looking for something that lasts a lifetime, and you don't want to just be fooling around, and maybe that's what you had in another relationship. And then I picked a clarification card, and we have the Fool card. And certainly, Gemini, you will have a solar eclipse in your sign in June, and that could be your time to move forward, because the new moon will be in your first house, for most of you, I should say, not all of you. And this can be a time of moving forward, of having new adventures, and not trying to think too much about it, make too much out of it, just, experience it. And it's up to you. Do you want to embrace this? Do you want to embrace new in your life? Because you have, I just realized this, oh my gosh, you have 3 10s. 10 is the number of completion. It's the end of a cycle. I think of the not decimals, but things that come in 10s, like decades. In astrology, decanates, 10 degrees, segments or pieces. And the whole point is that a person can be going through a transition and still kind of hold back and say, I don't want this. I don't want to go forward. And, they have that choice. It's not just going to happen for them. They have to also choose that they want to have better in their life. So that's what I'm going to ask you. Like, do you want an upgrade in your life, Gemini? And, with this season of eclipses, see how that is something that you're embracing, or if it's something that you are kind of pushing away. That's what I have for you. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you'd like a private reading, I'm primarily an astrologer, and I look at your natal chart to do readings, most of my readings, but I also do tarot readings if somebody wants, or combination readings with tarot and astrology. So you can check out all the types of readings I have at the link below. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.